All right, guys, welcome to July 19th pre-recorded Zoom. Immediately following our lecture from Friday, we had pretty much come to the conclusion that we had topped out, at least for the short medium term, and we compared that situation to when we had assumed the first time, which I forgot on this time frame, which for the first time that we had tried to assume that, right, it was only if we had to confirm the liquidity grab, which was here. But then on Friday, I explained why this would make more sense as to why this would be topping out. And from the medium short-term bias, we can see that we have topped out. And for the short term, we have begun to assume this type of bearish narrative, but the main key thing that I want to show you guys today is this. Right, as you can see, this is an internal bearish liquidity grab based on the reaction there. I'm not too sure this was given a proper reaction. I do remember seeing this yesterday night before I went to bed, but I don't necessarily care about the reaction play itself. I care more so that this is, right, a continuation BOS, which led into another continuation BOS, signifying to me that this is, right, a confirmed variant of structural disruption, right? Not only that, but we're carrying strong momentum. So for the short medium term, I am converting my bias, right? I am more so favoring that bearish bias now, especially with this the structural disruption, meaning that we have a failed bullish reaction no matter where this came from. I don't believe this was actually a reaction. Oh yeah, it was actually. Yeah, as you can see, there was a confirmed reaction based on H4 candle, SC, which is, following the rule of, the last impulsive move into a brand new structural range, and there is an engulfing, so that gives it much more validity to me. And as you can see, that reaction, right, led into a confirmed reaction, which then led into a potential structural disruption. And that is just giving to me more signs as to why this will continue to be bearish. Excuse me. AUDUSD, we analyze this from a volume perspective, quote unquote Wyckoff perspective, from a wrong one. We did analyze this internally, whereas we would pretty much assume that we are kind of short-term, medium-term bullish as well, which would line up with our DXY bias. Unfortunately, we just didn't get that zone that we wanted. We created a new structural range, and then the continuation BOS, which solidified the range, which that being in the medium term from low into high. We just didn't get any type of deeper retracement. We didn't even get, in my opinion, the full POI hit there. But now, right, I am still bullish, especially because this is signifying to me that we are going to continue higher. But now this is going to be very crucial here because obviously we're looking at a minor intraday perspective. We know that the scalp has to convert into a bearish bias in order to reach a relative point of interest, and that reaction is going to tell us where exactly we're going to keep going, right? And the reason why this is also important was if we're still going to look at volume, right, as we are picking up volume and momentum, we do see an increase in bullish volume, but now as we're continuing higher, we do see a slight decline. Does that mean that we're going to reverse? No, that just signifies to me, right, that this is probably going to retrace and give us much more fuel, quote unquote, in order to propel us either higher or to fully convert lower. Same thing with EU. That we discussed this on Friday. We confirmed that we are pretty much looking for the continuation, immediate continuation, nothing down here. And the reason why I favored that, right, was because we usually don't see those deeper retracements after the release, after the conversion. This is to be a type 2, this would be type 1. And the reason why this is very, very important to me or not very important, but the reason why I was concluding that this wouldn't really give us a deeper retracement was because the release was already there. Let me see, wrong one. The release was already there, and we had already seen, right, the internal reaction structural range, right, into a type of equilibrium, which propelled us higher. But yeah, that bias is still the same. Something interesting too to know is this week is looking extremely bullish. How bullish we will be, I have no idea. But we are technically aiming for previous weekly structure, previous daily structure, daily changes of character here. So we should be, you know, looking at a little bit more of a continuation upwards, but how we react from there is, you know, completely out of our scope right now. We would need more data in order to make that conclusion. But with that being said, let's see how we react over the next couple of days, and I'll see you guys on Friday.